I'm Linda Fox. I'm in the Phocuswire studio at Phocuswright Europe, and I'm with Andreas Martinez Artal from Speakspots. Welcome, Andreas. Great to have you here.
Thanks.
So you've got an AI agent for business to consumer, and now you're launching one for business to business. So just tell us why you've decided to go down this route.
So we started as an AI travel planner for travelers. Now we have over 50,000 users every month, especially in Europe. We started integrating different destinations. Now we have 300 destinations in 68 countries. At some point, we realized if we want to have the long tail of destinations, not 300, but 3,000, we need to establish some sort of partnership. And we identified the hotel, specifically in secondary and rural destinations, as the ones we want to partner with.
So, I mean, what sort of opportunity are you seeing here? Because, you know, people often say you have to go down the B2B route to make any money. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, originally, when we started Speakspots as a B2C company in 2019, it was our goal to be a B2C, a consumer company. And it still is our goal. Now, we've launched this service with hotels, with guests, and we are sort of like MasterCard and Visa. We are a B2B2C. We are helping hotels give an extraordinary experience to their guests, which at the same time are travelers, not only hotel guests. And that's where we've seen an opportunity to go into the guest messaging industry with a B2C first solution.
So how does it work? How are you getting your content?
So we use a combination of 3 layers. We use spiders or web scraping. Then we use AI agents to categorize and put hierarchy into the information crawled by the web crawlers. And thirdly, this funnels into one assistant, which right now works on WhatsApp, because in Spain, over 95% of people have WhatsApp. In Europe, I think it's over 85. And we will progressively include voice assistants as this becomes more widely adopted as well.
And you can use the WhatsApp assistant for in hotel services as well as beyond the hotel services. Is that right?
Yeah, what's really new about this is that we are able to include surroundings of the hotel, restaurants, experience providers, any other trekking routes, for example, or any other information which is part of the data and not an activity provider. And we channel all of this into one WhatsApp, which is basically provided to all of the guests at the hotel. In our proof of concept, for example, over 70% of guests are activating the WhatsApp service and interacting with it.
And are they buying? I mean, what's the sort of early findings from the app?
So since we started, it takes some time to find what's unique about each hotel and its surrounding. So there's not a one-size-fits-all approach here, as opposed to other providers. So it took us roughly 3 months to get to a point of basically improving RevPAR by 2.5 euro per night. That's what we are adding to the hotel based on these metrics, and we'll keep improving over the next 3 months.
I mean, what does 2.5 euro get you? If you're a customer, what are you buying that's 2.5 euros? Probably some water or something, I don't know.
Yeah, the thing about 2.5 euros is that it is an average. It may not look like much, right?
Yeah.
But really what's happening is that there is a few customers which are basically using it more heavily than others.
So they might be spending 20 euro, 25 euro and upwards.
And they do not only book one thing. They're booking everything through the WhatsApp.
What would be, I mean, I know it's early days, but what would so far be, a kind of wow moment where you go, my goodness, they booked, horse riding in the mountains or something?
So this is the interesting thing. I just went last week to the first hotel where we launched this 3 months ago. It's RTM Asturias. It's actually the first hotel chain in Europe that got the B Corp certification. So they're very well known for innovation, but also sustainability and social impact. And I traveled there, and I could speak in person to the staff, to people staying at the hotel, but also with people at the local small businesses, a local restaurant, a local cider production company. And what they found more interesting about this is, as a small business, you know the hotel very well, but you do not have a technology integration with the hotel. Mm-hmm. So any referral has to go to the reception, and many referrals are lost because sometimes you want to do something as a guest, but nobody tells you there is something there that fits.
So now, look, there's lots of people developing all sorts of assistance in travel. And then we've also got, the big technology companies, the Googles, the Perplexities, developing things that will obviously work for travel. So how defensible do you think what you're doing is?
So there's a point about a niche that we found in terms of hoteliers and destinations. The big tech and the LLMs are lazy in terms of functioning. Why do I say lazy? Because they consume tokens and they try to consume as few tokens as possible to deliver a response. Mm-hmm. That means they take shortcuts, as opposed to what many people think, especially the general public. These LLMs are not scraping the whole internet or all of the data set. They are basically taking shortcuts. And the guest messaging platforms, the incumbent ones, they've been here for the last 10 years, and they've never built integrations with local SMBs. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it.
No, they're doing mostly internal stuff.
Only internal stuff. But there are hotels, we've quantified in Spain, out of around 10,000 hotels, there are a couple hundred, 300, which are 4 or 5-star or upper scale boutique hotels in rural areas. And they are the only hotel in the area. And they are the most interested actor in the economy of dynamizing the services, so that it's not only a 5-star experience inside on premise, but also outside the premises. It's a virtuous circle.
Okay.
Because it improves satisfaction, it improves reviews, it brings more people, word of mouth, and the destination receives more money to invest in the different activity providers and reforms, renewals, etc.
And what's the vision for this going forward? Are you thinking beyond Spain? Are you thinking beyond WhatsApp?
Yeah, the main barrier to one of those solutions is handling really well the data privacy component. So what we've done is we've built a data privacy first approach to it, so that our solution is compatible with any hotel in the UK and in the European Union.
Okay.
And that's our target, with focus in Spain and Western Europe and UK first.
Plenty there to work on then. And then beyond WhatsApp, you must be thinking about other platforms or, voice potentially.
Yeah, especially in many five-star resorts, there are many Americans traveling to Western Europe, increasingly France, Spain, Greece. However, there's not a one platform with such a market share like WhatsApp in Europe, in the US. What I think we will do is, once voice assistants become widely adopted, it won't be about the platform you use. It will be about having your assistant. Each of us will have a personal assistant, an AI, which we will trust. And what we will need is to be the agent of choice to the assistant, while the owner of the assistant person is staying on the hotel. That's why we think the hotel is so important here, because the assistant is going to let the hotel recommend stuff to the guest while the guest is at the hotel.
Okay, so you do see kind of potential there for other platforms and agent-to-agent stuff to kind of to evolve what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. We have to be available on whatever platform or assistant the person uses on a daily basis in their daily lives, not only while they travel.
Yeah, so just being where the travelers are. Andreas, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Linda.